Thank you, moderator. It's a very good introduction for myself. And first of all, uh, thank you to especially Miss Mia and also the committee that already organized well this occasion. I hope that it can make a beneficial for us for sharing our knowledge, and also we can sharing the idea and insight. Allow me to share my presentation. Everyone can see my presentation.
Yes,
Yes,
good.
Prof.
Good, thank you. This is our topic today, strategic leadership development. Leadership is not just about authority or position. It is about influence and the ability to inspire others to achieve common goals. So, in our agenda for today, I will start with introduction and followed by the building personality, change management, the importance of self-esteem, time management, and self-analysis method, and I will end my presentation with the conclusion. Distinguished participant, allow me to begin with introduction that a leader success is not just about technical and managerial skill. It's also influenced by their personality. This makes personal development as a key factor to consider. In my view, a positive personality can enhance effectiveness in guiding teams and organizations. Those individuals aspiring to be leader should continually strive to understand and develop their personality. Distinguished participant, there is a significant link between personality structure and leadership effectiveness. Leaders with certain traits like openness to experiences and adaptability tend to handle various challenges for more successfully. This indicates that personality development is about improving interpersonal skills and also strengthening the managerial capabilities in a constantly changing business area. Success in the business world is very tied to interpersonal skill and also the character. This underscores the importance of prioritizing personal development for those who aim for a leader's position. In this context, strategies for personal development should cover various aspects, such as including time management, change management, and self-esteem enhancement. With this background, we will explore various strategies for developing personality as a leader. So I believe that if we have a deep understanding of this aspect, it's hope that aspiring leader will be better prepared to face future challenge. Distinguished participant, the second strategy is about how to building personality. Building a strong personality as a leader is a crucial element that cannot be overlooked. I strongly believe that a positive and character-driven personality can influence leaders, interactor with team members, decision making, and how they tackle challenge. Personality traits such as openness, resilience, and adaptability significantly impact a leader's success in ever-changing business environment. Therefore, personal development should be a primary focus for individuals who want to be effective leaders. It's important to understand the personal development is not an instant process. I repeat that, it's not an instant process. It involves a complex interplay between genetic factors, environment, and experiences. This suggests that a leader must proactively seek new experiences and challenge that can enrich their personality. I'll give you an example that leaders who participate in leadership training or mentoring program, such as what we conduct today, can gain a new insight into how to interact with and manage their team more effectively. It's essential to recognize that personal development also involves self-reflection and feedback from others. The significance of feedback in the personal development process cannot be overstated. Leaders who are open to critics and suggestions from their team are better positioned to identify their strengths, their weaknesses, and then can develop strategies for improvement. Those personal development is not just about learning from experiences, but also about listening to and learning from others. There's participant in the pursuit of developing a personality as a leader. A holistic approach is needed, covering various aspects like communication skills, interpersonal skills, and emotional management. By focusing on this area, a leader will be more prepared to face challenge and lead their team to success. The second strategy is change management. Change management also a vital aspect of developing leaders' personality. In a constantly changing business environment, Leaders are expected to adopt and manage change effectively. The ability to manage change is not only related to the business strategy, but also to the leader's personality. Leaders with flexible personalities and openness to change are often more successful in implementing change strategies. Distinguished participants, I know that not all leaders find it easy to manage change. Many face challenges such as resistance from team members or a lack of necessary skills to tackle those changes. So therefore, it's crucial for leader to develop a proactive personality that can inspire their teams to embrace the change. Leader who demonstrate confidence and a clear vision can reduce resistance to change and enhance the team management. In the context of change management, effective communication is also very important, very crucial. Leaders need to articulate the reason behind change and how this change will benefit everyone involved. Leaders who communicate transparently are likely to garner greater support from their team during the change process. And consequently, developing communication skill should be an integral part of a leader personal development strategy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, change management requires ongoing evaluation and adjustment. Leaders must be capable of assessing the impact of the change and making adjustment. In this regard, leaders with reflective and analytical personalities are better equipped to conduct objective evaluation and take appropriate actions. So thus developing a leader personality in the context of change management is critical for achieving a long-term success. Distinguished student and participant, our next strategy is the importance of self-esteem. Self-esteem is a crucial component in a leader personal development. High self-esteem is positively related to an individual's ability to make effective decision and lead with confidence. Leaders with good self-esteem are generally better equipped to face challenge and pressure in a dynamic work environment. This not only affect uh, their personality, but also significantly impact their teams and, of course, the organization as a whole. Individual with high self-esteem to be more proactive and have a great motivation to achieve their objective. They are also better at adapting to change and more open to the feedback. In leadership context, this means that leaders with good self-esteem can create a positive work environment where team members feel valued and motivated to give their best. So distinguished student and participant, it's very important that to note about high self-esteem. It doesn't always equate to being an effective leader. There is a difference between healthy self-esteem and excessive self-esteem. Leaders with overly high self-esteem may become arrogant and disregard input from others. Ultimately, of course, harming their team and organization. So therefore, it's essential for leaders to develop balanced self-esteem where they feel confident yet remain open to critiques and suggestions. To cultivate positive self-esteem, leaders can employ several strategies. First, they should engage in regular self-reflection to understand their strengths, their weaknesses. Second, they should seek a feedback from peers and team members to gain a broader perspective on their performance. The third is a leader should invest in personal development through relevant training and also education. By doing so, they not only enhance their self-esteem, but also the leader skill necessary to effective leadership. The next strategy is time management. Again, time management is also one of the crucial skill that every leader must possess. In leader context, the ability to manage time effectively can directly influence team productivity and the achievement of organizational goals. A good time management not only enhance work efficiency, but also can contribute to the development of the leader characters. Leaders who can manage their time tend to be respected and followed by their team members. So, one technique commonly used in time management is the method of categorizing into four categories. First, important and urgent. Second, important but not urgent. Third, urgent but not important. Fourth is neither urgent nor important. By using this method, leaders can prioritize generally important and urgent tasks and avoiding time waste on activities so that do not have a value. Leaders who employ structured time management technique generally perform better in achieving organizational goals. Distinguished participant, so it's important for leader to set a deadline for completing tasks. Leaders who provide clear deadlines for each project or task can enhance the sense of responsibility among team members. This also creates a healthy competitive atmosphere where each team member is encouraged to complete tasks online. And along these techniques, leaders should also be capable of identifying and addressing a factor that can disrupt time management. For an example, distraction from social media or email can reduce focus and productivity. Leaders who recognize this potential distraction and take steps to minimize their impact can enhance their work effectiveness. One way to achieve this by setting specific times to check emails or media so as not to disrupt the ongoing workflow. Distinguished participant, time management is closely related to personal development and work-life balance. Good leaders not just only focus on work, but also give their pay attention to mental and physical health. Leaders who maintain a balance between work and personal life to be more productive and can inspire their team better. This is a vital for a leader to allocate time not just for personal tasks, but also for activities that support personal well-being, such as exercising, socializing, and resting. Our strategy is the next our strategy is about the self-analysis method. Self-analysis method are an important steps in the personal development of a leader. This process involves deep reflection on oneself, including personal strength, weaknesses, values, and motivation. Effective self-analysis can help individuals recognize that behavioral and how this affect interaction with others. In leadership context, leader who can conduct self-analysis will be more prepared to face challenge and lead the team more effectively. Distinguished participant, one common use technique in self-analysis is the SWOT, stand for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This method allow individuals to identify their personal strength and their weaknesses, and as well as the opportunities and also the threats they may be faced in the context of leader. Leaders who regularly conduct analysis on themselves can make a better and more strategic decision, as they have a clear understanding of themselves and also their environment. Distinguished participant, using feedback from others is also the important part of self-analysis. Feedback from colleagues, superiors, and subordinates can provide valuable perspective on how one is perceived by others. Leaders who are open to feedback tend to be more adaptable and capable of making necessary change to improve their performance. A leader who receives negative feedback about their communication style may take steps to improve how they interact with their team, thereby fostering a more positive work environment. Utilizing about personality assessment can also assist to self-analysis process. Leaders who understand their personality types can use this information to adapt their leadership style more effectively. According to the characteristic of their teams. For example, a leader who knows they have extrovert tendencies may be more active in networking and inspiring their team. Finally, it's important for leader to carve out for personal reflection regularly. This process can be done through journaling, meditation, or counseling session. Consistent reflection can help individuals identify unproductive behavioral patterns and replace them with more positive habits by scheduling time to uh, contemplate experiences and learning. Leaders can continue to evolve and adapt to the changing dynamic in their work environment. By applying comprehensive self-analysis method, leaders can not only enhance their personalities, but also strengthening their ability to lead with great effectiveness. This will positively impact and also to achieve organizational goals. So we enter in my end of my presentation. I will conclude my presentation. We have discussed various personal development strategies that are essential for a leader through personal development, change management, the importance of self-esteem, time management, and self-analysis method. So I believe if we can understand how this aspect interact and contribute to leadership uh, effectiveness. So distinguished participant, overall, personal development as a leader is a complex process that requires ongoing attention through understanding and applying the strategies that we have discussed previously. So I believe that personal development is an individual responsibility and also crucial part of a larger organization culture. So that's my conclusion. So thank you for your pay attention and back to moderator. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, dear guys, we have listened and understood together what was conveyed by the speaker. Hopefully, this can add new insight and knowledge that is useful for all of us. Okay, before ending the speaker session, we give the audience the opportunity to get a door prize by asking questions to our research person this time. Alright, now we'll move to question and answer session. If you want to ask question, please raise your hand and say your name.
Dan ini mohon izin kita tampakkan door prize-nya ya. Door prize-nya adalah buku Kepemimpinan Strategis Perempuan sebanyak 3 buah dan door prize tajil Rp100.000 buat
Ya,
pertanyaan
betul. Yuk.
favorit dari Jenderal Prianto hari ini. In English ya pertanyaannya, silahkan.
In English, guys.
Ya,
Yes,
dari
Nah, Dwinanda.
Hello, Prof. My name is Ena Dwinanda. I will a question. What are the biggest challenges in applying strategic leadership in the digital area? Thank you.
Thank you. I will
ya,
direct answer or we can collect all the question and then I will answer it.
Oke, good. Collection reverse. Yayang,
Okay, question.
I will direct to answer the question one by one, or we collected all the question.
collected.
I will question. My name is Yayang Nugraha. My question is, what is the main difference between a strategic leader and operational leader in the counter of defense and management? Thank you.
Thank you.
And then any
Uh,
else?
the other
Yeah.
maybe?
Okay, for the question,
Maybe enough, Miss Reni.
Only two?
two questions.
Okay, I will answer
Question.
first. First from the first question from Erina. That's good question. It's hard to answer, I think. So this is about the biggest challenge in today digital era. So yes, as we know that we have advanced technology. So the changing about the information, changing about the technology is very crucial. So along with that advance of technology also has an impact for our environment, our business environment. So Erina, one of the great challenge is adapting to rapid technological change. And while information and risk is an increasingly complex, it's very complex. So this is all part of globalization. So we should wise for information and also we should to speed up to increase our knowledge about technology. So in the context of a leader, a strategic leader must possess or have flexibility uh, and also the strong analytical skill. And those ability can be integrated with the skill about technology. So if we understood about technology, it can give us an assistant, especially for decision-making process. So again, that the biggest challenge is about the rapid technology change and also about the information. For the next question from gentleman Yayang is about the differences between strategic leader and operational leader. Yes, if we can make a leveling for management, the position of leader, strategic leadership is in the top management. But for operational leader is in the second level management. So based on that levels, a strategic leader focus on long-term vision, policy-based decision making, and developing organizational capabilities. Of course, this aim is to tackle future challenge. And for an operational leader is more oriented toward implementing strategies in daily tasks, ensuring the effective execution of plan that already given by the strategic leader. So in operational leaders, more responsibility for addressing technical challenge in the field. So that's the differences between strategic leaders and operational leaders. I hope this could answer your question, Mr. Yayang. Thank you very much. Back to moderator.
Thank you for answer, Prof.
No, thank you very much. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Prof.
I hope this very useful to your daily or your studies. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Prof, for the extraordinary answer that can increase our insight. And congratulations to Sister Erina and also Yayang Nugraha who asked and are entered to get the door prize. Selamat.
Sore, selamat buat Tajil. Jadi ini dibagi dua aja
Nah,
ya?
selamat buat penanya. Ya, wah luar biasa.
Oke. Ada yang lain? Ini Prof, kita kasih kesempatan buat kelas 4D. Septian, Nasir. Ayo, come on. Do you have
Come on,
quiz?
guys.
Andita, Arianti, Irma, Melinda, Puja, Rina, come on. Sipa, Alvira,
Tidak.
do you have a question?
If there's no question, I think the student can read my books.
Oh,
These are
very
books.
nice. Okay,
So maybe it's very useful to answering the all question from the student.
okay, good.
Yeah, this is my book. Okay.
Okay, Septian, Rina, Selfie, come on. Nasir, Tahir,
I
ayo
am
Tahir.
Prof. Please raise hand ya.
Melinda, come on.
Izin bertanya, Ibu.
Ya,
Ya,
Andita.
Andita Nur Sabila.
Ya, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hi, Sir. My name is Andita Nursabila. My question, how can students develop strategic leadership skill early on? Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much for the good question. Andita, correct? Andita. So the question is about how a student can develop strategic leadership. Yes, mostly the student will be a leader in the future. This is a good question. So student can cultivate strategic leadership skill, of course, by studying with others, studying about the reference from the books that related with the leadership, and also discussion with lecture, discussion with other students, and practicing how to give a decision making using the process. How we can give a decision making. We can learn from study case. So from those strategy, from those method, I believe that student can have early experience and has a basic knowledge about a leadership. So this ability also can improve your skills about the leadership. So that's why I will show you my books, so you can use as a reference.
Yay! Congratulations, Andita Nursabila.
Thank you, Chair.
So hopefully you can become effective leadership. That's my answer. Thank you very much. Back to moderator.
Melinda. Miss Reni Melinda, Raisnya.
Melinda.
Melinda,
Izin
open
tanya,
cam,
Prof.
please.
Oh ya,
Yeah. Can you open cam, Melinda?
sedang.
Okay, what's your question?
Untuk pertanyaannya, Prof, what kind of strategic leadership style is better to use in today's generation?
What leadership style? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you, Melinda. It's good question. Yes, as I already mentioned in my presentation that first we need to develop our personality. Every person, every individual has a different style for conducting how to lead others. And also based on the organization, structure of the organization. If you have a job in military, they will have a different style of leadership. If you have a work in business, also we have a different style of leadership. And if we have other institution, also maybe there is also different leadership. So depend on the organizational culture that lead us to choose what style that appropriate with our personality. But mostly in today's era, leaders not just lead the people, but also they should guiding the people. So that's why the type of servant leader, in my view, this is very appropriate for today's leadership. So not just lead the people, as mentioned on the previous film that reflected about the strategic leader, like Yajar Dewantoro said, Tutpuri Handayani. This is reflect that servant leaders not just lead in the front, but also guiding people from the back and supporting to achieve their objective. So I believe this is the appropriate leadership style that can be used in today's era. I think that's my answer. Thank you, Melinda.
Maybe Tahir, the leader of student. Tahir, do you have a question?
Saya Bu Septiawan, Bu.
Oh, Septiawan, good. Please. Can you open camera?
Yes, Bu.
Ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Septiawan, a student from STY Sanggana. Allow me to ask about how an effective leader can motivate and inspire to empower his team members.
Okay, thank you. How he can achieve the effectiveness to lead the team members? Yes, again, I think similar with the fourth question. First, we have to know about the communication skill. Our team member will know what the leaders want or what the leaders decision. They will know if there is a communication between them. So if there is no communication, so I'm not sure that the goals will be achieved by those organizations. So the important thing to how to establish the effectiveness is communication skill, and also the ability to listen to. Listen is easy to say, but it's difficult to conduct it. Because when the feedback from our team members negatively, sometimes the leader cannot receive that feedback, or they disregard with this feedback. But when we have an openness, so we can receive the critiques, even that is negative or positively. So I believe this can enhance the communication and also to make a unity of this team, because the team member is freely to talk with the leader. They can say something, they can give information, they can give insight, even there is negative or positive. So the important skill is communication. So I believe with this skill, it can improve the effectiveness of their teams. That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, hopefully can answer about your question. Back to moderator.
Okay, congratulations.